right, yeah, the next part of these two and Stuttering John. Let's go.
He would come to see you on like a Saturday night. I mean, it was so nerve-wracking. I'd rather do stand up at the Oscars because he's going to get on the mic Monday and go, "Here you go. This is the worst second in the history of a comedian's life." So I saw Artie Friday. He burps a little bit.
Yeah.
What the fuck is coming? This could make your career. I'm on a sitcom or I'm fucking sweeping hair at my mother's salon. It really was,
Yeah.
He was always nice, but he was brutal to John. I don't know why John continued with anything. John had a band. Howard said it sucked.
Yeah.
Stand-up, it sucks. John goes to do the Tonight Show. It sucks.
Yeah, it was.
Jay sucks.
If we wrote questions for John and sent him out, that was fine.
Amazing at that.
That was fine, but that was it.
Offensive questions with a stutter. He was great at that.
Yeah, perfect.
He thinks he's a brilliant, he thinks he's Andy Kaufman because of that.
Yeah. He was perfect at that.
He was. And Fred would write and Jackie would write questions. They were so fucking funny, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and, Herman Munster, Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn, oh, yeah.
Didn't like to talk about the Munsters.
Right.
So John waits online for 4 hours and gets up front and goes, when you paint paintings, do you sign Fred Gwynn? Herman Munster. And Fred goes, John, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that question. And then he leaves 4 hours.
One of the greatest, it's a movie setup.
Yeah.
Movie setup for this this one was with Ringo Starr.
Yeah.
What did you do with the money?
Right.
Like the guy, you're actually banking. You're banking on that guy has to give you back the line that works.
And he did it.
And he did. What money?
It's like it was rehearsed.
It was. What'd you do with the money? What money? The money your mother gave you for drum lessons.
I said, start a wave. You did it.
Dude, it was so perfectly executed.
That's better than anything that Ramadan comic could have done. He gives it back to you like it was rehearsed.
Oh.
And it's a Beatle.
Perfect. A Beetle.
The guy that Tom Hanks played in Apollo 13, whatever, like a hero,
John Lovell.
Again, 4 hours. He gets up there. Doug Goodstein was holding the wire, for him. He's in the shot. And John says to him, "Do you ever run off a batch of the capsule?"
Run off a batch.
And the guy goes, "Run off a batch?" He repeated it. He goes, "Yeah, masturbate." What is wrong with you? And now John starts to laugh. Goodstein is red with laughter. And Jim Lovell doesn't know what's going on.
Of course not.
So the producer goes, "Get out of here, you idiot." And Goodstein's like, "So I asked him a question. Did he run off a jerk off?" He said one run off a batch. He had one of them. And, again, that was our job. You have to say, we'd come back, we'd watch that clip, and I'd laugh till 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Just fucking
run off a
amazing.
batch.
Run off a batch to a fucking guy. The guy that was supposed to die in space. And because of their brilliance and resourcefulness.
Tom Hanks played him in the movie.
And there he is being asked if he ran off a batch by some stuttering fucking.
He had to make brakes on a capsule out of a blender.
Yeah. They fucking rode a time bomb home from the moon.
No,
and this motherfucker.
It didn't occur to me to run off a batch. I ran off a batch when I got home.
Yeah.
This idiot. This guy who should be working at a Massapequa fucking laundry asked me if I ran off a batch.
As if I ran off a batch.
I think Fred rewrote that.
In my mind, I'm calculating trajectory. And this guy.
How did Fred and Jackie and I get every Emmy for that?
All the guys part of this Dabbleverse.
I have to say they was bigging him up there. I mean, it's for the first time in the whole 2 hours, but they was actually giving him props.
All attack me, for everything. And most of the reason being is I've achieved more than any of them ever have. From Stern to the Tonight Show with Leno to so
That's
many
that
TV
humbleness
films,
people talk
record
about.
deals, and newspaper and TV talk shows. So they get very jealous.
I was on Twitter today at John Sahag, hairstylist, and I didn't see any of these tweets. Apparently, are these new?
4 hours ago?
4 hours? Maybe you already blocked me or something, so I didn't see them.
Yeah. He goes through the phases of blocking me, blocking you,
just
blocking
like
the show.
just like a bitch would, like a spoiled, like a scorned bitch. Of course, I'm talking about stuttering John Melendez. Yeah. I didn't just want to say John Melendez because 99% of the population don't know who the fuck John Melendez is. So you have to say stuttering John because that's who the fuck he is. Stuttering is the thing that makes him known to everybody.
All right, Anthony's
So
mad.
he starts
Anthony's
tweeting
mad.
shit about me. He was on the show just last week. We opened up our program to Stuttering John to come in and plug his gig at the brokerage. The brokerage, which is owned by a great friend of mine, James, who had talks with me, by the way, if he even wanted that guy in the club. And I, gave my blessing. That's how fucking John even got in that place. It was literally up to me whether John would have played fucking the brokerage. And I'm like, of course. He's a good enough guy.
Anthony's really annoyed. I've never seen Anthony flex who he is, and actually the pull and sway he has. Whatever Stuttering John said, but that was kind of crazy. Yeah, they had him on the show, and then, like I say, they was being nice to him.
So he comes in, he plugs his gig, he mouths off, he fucking drinks all our beer, gets belligerent drunk, and then he leaves, of course, a little pissed off, I guess. He was pissed because he's always
he
pissed
was
off.
mad.
You notice comics, and I'm leaving him out of that category, that comics can bust each other's balls, shit on each other. I was just out there in the lobby area here at Compound Media. Myself, Aaron, and Gino Bisconti just shitting on each other for, since I've been maybe 15 minutes. And nary a tear in the room. No one started crying. No one had to step it up to perhaps a person's teenage acne or anything else that's going on, that Gino Bisconti is a raging, drunken, alcoholic gambler. We didn't have to. What? I'm saying how cool you are. I'm saying how cool you are. Right. That Aaron is single-handedly trying to bring down this company with his blackface. Aaron.
Oh, it's okay when Hassan Minaj does whiteface?
I agree wholeheartedly, Aaron. That's quite the show they got there in Hot Water. Holy fuck. I love it. But comics can bust each other's balls, and it's funny, and they get it, and they don't leave angry. Stuttering John Melendez, who is not a comic, can't take that. He cannot take slight little jokes about him and his life. His life has been an open book because of the Stern Show. So everything's fair game to, make jokes about. He doesn't get that and just turns around and just makes things very personal and not even in a joking way. See, that's the difference. People go, oh, well, John is just, turning around and saying, well, it's called jokes. You call your friend an asshole constantly, but he'll know when you're really calling him an asshole because it's your friend and you know how that dynamic is. This motherfucker, Stuttering John there, he doesn't get it. He can't take simple goofing on him about when he was on the Stern Show or some of the things he's done in his life. We're all pieces of shit in our own way. And you got to kind of take that when people goof on you, and he just can't do it. So not only do we have him on the show to plug the gig that he did last weekend, but I go down to the show, and I say I'm going down to the show on Friday to go see John at the brokerage and to see, support him. I go down there. I watch the show. My buddy Vinny was hosting. He's funny as fuck. My buddy Joe Curry, who I've known since I was 17 years old, is a comic. He was down there. He didn't go on, but he was just down there to hang out, have some fun. We were all expecting a fun-filled evening. So a couple of comics go up, and then it's John's turn to get up. Now, I watched the show, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. But when I was done and ready to leave, I said, John, hey, good job. Good job. You know, I'll see you around. And I left. And then I came on the show and gave him that much criticism of his show. That much. I could have opened up the floodgates, but I didn't. Well, that much made John lose his fucking mind. And now the motherfucker is on Twitter just getting personal, all butthurt and angry, trying to talk about the way I lead my life. Oh, brother.
Well, remember, it did start last night.
Yeah.
When he texted me last night.
He texted Keith and said,
Here, we have
what
the
did,
text.
what did he say? Fucking asshole. There it is. Tell Anthony I said he's a lying sack of shit. My brother, Mike, and I are shocked that he would lie about his experience at my show. Look, I
can't remember either. The only thing I remember Anthony saying was that he managed to get parking. I mean, that is a slam, but in a way, it's kind of good. You go somewhere you don't expect to be able to park, and you can.
told you the experience I had. It was fun. My buddy Vinny, Joe Curry, hanging with James at the bar. Bartender's great. We had some dinner. It was a great experience at the Stuttering John Melendez show. Right up until Stuttering John Melendez got on the fucking stage. This fucking guy, first of all, he comes up. He honestly looks like a drunk heckler made his way to the stage before the real comic was supposed to get on stage.
And wait, he's an opener, right?
Oh no, he's headlining.
He's a headliner?
Yeah, he's headlining.
Shit, I thought he was an opener.
No, he was headlining because he's Stuttering John Melendez from the Howard Stern show. God forbid anything I do, I would have to say Anthony Cumia of the Opie and Anthony show. I never do that. Like these days, if I'm going on a show or I'm trying to promote something, I never even bring up that I was on the Opie and Anthony show. Very proud of what happened then, but it was something else. And I've moved on to this. We got Milk Carton and Anthony show now. So I'm very proud of that. And that's what I want to talk about and discuss, because you move forward in your life when things happen, regardless if you want them to happen or not. I didn't want to be fired by SiriusXM over 3 years ago, but it happened, and you move forward. But he's Stuttering John from the Howard Stern show. How long has he been off the Howard Stern show, mind you? What, 15 years?
Yeah, probably.
Something like that, whatever it was. And then, he got the gig at The Tonight Show, introducing Johnny, Jay, and the guest names, because he was Stuttering John Melendez of the Howard Stern show.
2004.
What's that?
2004, he left.
2004.
Was he friends with Richie Benaverni?
I do not know Richie Benaverni.
So do I.
Yeah.
And I like the rain and the thunderstorms.
Same. You know what a lover of the rain is called?
What?
A pluviophile.
A pluviophile.
Artie, you've walked into a firestorm.
This is another thing right there, Who Are These Podcasts? And OP does it too. He's talking to this girl with this thing disrespecting him and her, really. Kate is spoken for. She's coming to me with Florida. She's coming to Florida to see me, not you. But we will meet you at Stevie's for a drink, though. He just leaves it up there.
A pluviophile.
Artie, you've walked into a firestorm, a bee's nest.
What happened? Is John here?
The milk
Yeah,
carton
well,
turned
yes,
up.
it's about Stuttering John
swear to
Melendez.
God,
That piece of fucking shit.
What did he say?
Excuse for a
What
comic.
did he say?
This motherfucker.
Should not have shown him I kept the weed.
We we have him on last week to plug his shows over there at
I
Governor's
love that I
Brokerage.
don't know this. I'm looking forward to it.
This is fantastic. He
don't look happy.
We had a great time. I went down to the show.
Yeah.
I'm with my friends. Some of my friends are there. We had a great night. We had a great night. John gets off stage after he's done, and I go, "Hey, John, great job. Take it easy. I'll see you later."
Okay.
And I left.
And what was he like? Was he aloof? Was he give you the hi-hat?
No, he was like, "Hey, cool. Thanks for coming. Everything." I was like, "Cool. Let's see." And I left.
Thanks for take care.
So Monday, of course, yesterday, we come in here, and I talk about the gig, and I gave him some criticism with a lot of jokes in there.
Right, we were fucking around. The audience, I said it's like William Morris on Rosh Hashanah, which is a joke.
Right.
A lot of Jews there.
A lot of Jews there.
Somebody take off.
I said that it was the first time I was able to park in the parking lot of the brokerage. And it was Friday night. It was true. But then I said, my buddy Vinny, who was hosting the show that night, he said that Saturday night was packed. There was a lot more people.
Oh, could you imagine we could be working right now?
Right? So
Talking about
put up that text again. Put up the
He's getting crazy with the
text
tweets and the
he
text.
sent Keith, because this is the text Keith got and sent me last night. So I'm now fucking livid. Tell Anthony, I said he's a lying sack of shit, and my brother Mike and I are shocked that he would lie about his experience at my show. Now, right before you came in,
parking spot you're talking about.
Parking spot. Right before you came in, I was saying the experience was great. I had Vinny, my buddy Joe Curry was down there. Joe Curry wasn't even on, but he was down there to hang out and have a good time. James, the owner, we're laughing our balls off.
You were
dinner.
complimentary.
It was great. Yeah. Yes. And then the only part of the experience that sucked was when the fucking the heckler made his way up on stage with his beer in his hand.
Who was the heckler? Like, did you know the guy or no?
Stuttering John Melendez.
Oh,
that's fucking. That's another. No, because a heckler is another person who has no business being on the stage.
Okay. Listen, it'd be funny if he gets up there and goes, "I'm Stuttering John. You suck."
Suggest that to him.
This is just. I'm bathing in it.
Dude.
Fantastic.
He gets up there. His show stunk. I was being nice.
He nudged the bear, and now
he did. Now he got me. Let me see some of his tweets that he tweeted first. So it doesn't look like I'm just automatically losing my fucking mind.
I've been in this position.
He's been tweeting because, again, he gets personal. This was the other one. I look forward to a total character annihilation on my new podcast, which we will tape tomorrow. Look, I'm even plugging his stupid podcast. The one thing is can't stand more. Yeah. Anything is a two-faced lying sycophant. Talks out of both sides of his bigoted mouth. Now, again,
you spelled sycophant right.
Right? What was I supposed to do? Walk up to him at the club and go, "Wow, John, you suck."
Okay.
Like two sides of my mouth.
You know what? Okay, in your defense, I'm gonna try to be very serious right now.
Uh-huh.
Let's examine slowly what John is and why he's a celebrity. Howard had an internship. Hired 5 interns like 1988. And he was looking, I repeat this, I was a blister. He said, "I want people who are fucked up losers." That's what he said. John was the first one he hired. All right. They said, Gary came in and said, "There's a guy outside who has a bad stutter." Howard said, "Bring him in, we'll make him a star." Exact words. I used to listen all the time instead of working at the union job.
Yeah.
I couldn't move sheetrock. So I said, to myself, it's going to be funny, but maybe a little bit like he's not going to be that mean to him. From day one, as soon as John opened his mouth, Fred would go, and John would, have a fit. They figured out a year into it what to do.
Yeah.
Have him ask celebrities fucked up questions as a stutterer. If he didn't stutter, he'd be literally a receptionist at a tanning salon in Puerto Rico right now. Or Finland.
Yeah.
So now let's examine what you are.
Yeah.
You're a guy who worked hard, you got in radio, you don't stutter. You're not exactly a young Bob Redford, but
I've accepted that.
You're insanely talented. You're funny. You do perfect impressions. And one now is John. So he's insanely lucky. You're a talented guy, and he is upset that people don't think the direct opposite of that.
Right.
He can't believe that we don't think he's a great writer for Jay Leno. He doesn't know why Leno hired him to piss off Howard.
A fucking yes, to
Unbelievable.
piss off Howard.
In his
He was being
audition.
used as a pawn.
I'll end with this. In his audition for the single most coveted voiceover job in the history of television, he says the N-word. Do you think the fix is in or not? He says niggerless cage.
Nicolas Cage.
And he got the job.
And he got the gig.
Because he's a boob.
He won, and the only, like I said before,
Calling you on television.
Stuttering John Melendez, because if you don't put stuttering in front,
You basically,
you think he's either one of the two brothers that killed their parents, or that politician that's fucking on trial.
if you don't put stuttering, you basically got a guy who stole a fucking Fiat.
Yeah. So he's Stuttering John for a reason. He's not a fucking comic. He gets people to book gigs, get him gigs, and give him gigs, and an audience will show up because they were Howard Stern fans.
Yes, it shows you how much people don't give a fuck about our lives. We're so arrogant they think we know what's going on in our world. They don't.
Right.
John could still be friends with Howard to these people. They work for a living.
No, we're on the inside, so we see all the little ins and outs.
Very inside.
And John isn't hanging out with Howard. He's not going to have Howard stories when he hits the stage. He's going to pick up his phone and go chung 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 to Siri, and then make it back, and that's a hoot.
And guess what? You borrow his phone or you give it to him. It's like a pond of mulatto cookies and spit. He spit in my face.
Mulatto cookies.
He had to tell me the time a flight was leaving.
Yeah.
And he took my cookies by him. Very expensive. Italian imports. He takes a whole bite of mulatto cookie and goes, "Hey, Artie." I had to go scrape it. It looked like dry.
Ah, yeah. Artie noticed it straight away, like I did. You rarely see Anthony, for someone with the reputation he has. He's not that mean. He's not like, yeah. So it's kind of weird that. And also, could you think of anything worse than watching a podcast and having Artie and Anthony on a podcast where they say, let's just dissect who John is for a second, right? About you. Yeah. Anthony's mean. And actually, watching this, it does show you how good Anthony actually is at this. Because even annoyed, he's still funny. Like, he still understands how yeah. And like I say, although that, like I said, that was a brutal thing to say. This is the first time I've ever got parking there. He didn't actually say anything about his set. He didn't say anything about whether it were good or what. Yeah. He didn't really... But that parking line is brutal. I think the worst thing for Stuttering John was like Howard Stern just completely messed his mind up, because he's obviously like a delusional person, and for years Howard Stern, he got on the biggest radio show ever, onto a TV show. It just fueled his delusion, and like they said, now he just can't understand that people don't think he's amazing, even though he literally got slapped around by Artie. It was like when you watch a fight and it's just really one-sided. I love watching a fight. It's one of my most favourite things to do, but not when it's one-sided. And it ended up getting a bit like that with Artie and Stuttering John. It was like watching someone just throw out a jab and then someone just absolutely keeps landing haymakers on them. Yeah. But yeah, that's this part. Sweet.